Let's go. Welcome to On the Attack with Mac Live, a podcast meant to inspire, motivate, and even educate you to go out there and win in life. I am your host, Cornell Mack, and I am excited to talk to you today about joyful expectations in 2025. I am geeked up because the YouTubers and the Instagram people are in here quickly. We got Phoenix Lawns, SSJ in the building, Carter Vadrode in the building. Ledge Hill Landscaping, Grant and Sons, RRPG83, Oz Lawn Care, Seeds Landscaping, the LBC OG, Damian Arnold is in the building. What is going on? Retired 50, Spencer's Lawn Care NC, the amazing lawn man, retired 50 again. I said that already. Batista Lawn Care, Trifecta Lawn Services, GBB Lawn Care. We're in here quick. I don't know who the people are over here on YouTube, but if you are now tuning in live to On the Attack with Mac, I am geeked up. We got Bees Landscaping on YouTube, M&K Podcast on YouTube, International Brown on YouTube. What is going on? If you would like to join tonight's show, all you have to do is go over to YouTube, hit the link pinned at the top of the page, and you can join and we'll talk to you about your joyful expectations going into 2025. Your boy is geeked up. I'm already out here drinking water. I'm excited. We about to get to this motivational minute here in a second, but I am excited to talk to you today about the things that we can do in 2025. And I want to have a conversation with someone, at least one person who wants to talk tonight. So let me have this sip of water real quick so that you don't got to hear me smacking all day. We're going to have some fun today. I'm excited. Welcome to the party, Jorge. I hope that's how you say it, or George Leopoldo. How are you? 307 Services. What's going on? Yeah, I had a wonderful week. We'll also talk about what happened at the end of last week. I'll let you know what I did today, and we will find out who this week's winner of the week is. Someone who I admire a lot, and we already got some people sitting here in the green room. We'll get to those people as soon as we can, but you know how we do. First, we got to go through the motivational minute and get that started. Let me hit this little banner now. If you're watching currently on YouTube or Instagram, we're adding some new things, some tricks of the trade to make us look a little more professional. As you can see, the lighting is getting better in the background. We're still working on that. We're going to take this banner down, put some new stuff up. If you would like to have your sticker featured like this one behind me, we're going to put up a new wall here in the back where I can start to put some people's stickers up so you'll be able to see your stuff here on the live show every Monday night, and also whenever I start doing the live show with Cedric on Wednesday night over on Instagram only. So you can send me a sticker if you like. I have a PO box. It is on my Instagram. I'll try and think of remember what it is so that if you would like to be on the sticker wall, you can be. I appreciate everyone who tunes in to the show, everyone who listens to the podcast or watch any videos that I may do. I really appreciate you. And so I want to showcase the people who send me stickers and things like that, t-shirts. As you can see, I got the Lightbringer t-shirt that was given to me by my man Nathan LaFountain, who I affectionately call LaFontaine. But he's up in the back. That's the Lightbringer t-shirt that you always see. I'm gonna have to get some of them made because I know some people out there want them. Let me know if you want some. DM me at Mac_landscaping and let me know. But we also got a Christmas tree in the background. Shout out to the amazing lawn man who said that. Carter of Verdrode says, "Hey brother, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. I've already recorded a couple episodes. What do you think?" I love it, bruh. I love it. I think that there should be as many people doing this as they possibly can because there's no substitute for people giving out real world information. That's kind of a tongue twister to say that. Real world. But I got it out. Right. All right. But let's get to this week's motivational minute so we can hear about the winner of the week, get through my weekly recap, talk about some joyful expectations, and then have a guest or two. Let's go. This week's motivational minute is brought to you by the good people at Jobber, my favorite CRM. If you are looking for a CRM to run your business on a more professional looking platform, get your invoices done, do some automation and all of those great things that I love for my stress free business, right? I use Jobber. All right. To me, it's the best CRM for what I do. I don't know about the other ones. I ain't trying to talk about the other ones, but Jobber for me, maintenance and the snow maintenance that I do, Jobber does the best work for me, and I absolutely love the Fire app. So if you need a CRM to run your business on, all you got to do is click the link down in the description of the video. If you're watching the live show on YouTube, you can hit my link at Mack underscore landscaping 412, the link tree on my Instagram page. You can hit it down in the show notes if you're listening to this on the podcast. There's all sorts of ways for you to get that code to get yourself a 14-day free trial and exclusive offer. So go get Jobber. Thank you for sponsoring this week's Motivational Minute. Let's go. Today, we're going to be talking about joyful expectations, and this week's Motivational Minute is about that. Listen, what you got to do is expect good things to happen for you. All right. You got to expect good things. But one of the things you got to do is change the stinking thinking that is in your mind. Now, how can we do that? This is how, man. You got to change how you think, because if you change how you think, you change the outcomes that you receive. So, what I do is I think positive thoughts, I speak positive words, I only listen to positive things. I don't listen to music too much. I listen to positive information. I do listen to music. I listen to gospel music because it's very uplifting. It always makes me feel good when I hear it. And here's the thing, man. If you expect good things, you got to think about good things. If you think about good things, you'll visually see good things. And as a byproduct, man, you get out the energy that you get back the energy that you give. So if you think positive, you receive positive. That's what has happened to me in my experience. Now, maybe things have been a little different for you. I don't know. But all you have to do to change that is to think positive thoughts, do positive things, work out a little bit, listen to positive things, do positive things, speak life into other people, because these things will change things for you. And lastly, whatever you think about the most is what you will manifest in your life and in your business and in your relationship. So, again, think positively, listen to positive things, create positive relationships, and overall be a positive person. And what you will see happen is exactly what has happened for me. As positive relationships have came, positive business relationships have come. I've created this new thought process in my mind that everything is going to work out, and I always have the expectation that the shot is going to go in when it leaves my hand. That the person that I throw that pass to is going to catch it. And so, again, whatever you think about most is what you will manifest in your life. So, expect and think about good things happening to you in 2025. Let's go. You got this, baby. You got this. You got this. You got this. So, just think positive, because you got this. I know you got this, and so does the LBC and the Winning Life family. We all got your back, and we want to see you win in life and business. Let's go. And that's the motivational minute for this week. Again, thank you to Jobber for sponsoring that. And now that's going to bring me over to this week's winner of the week. I got to create a banner for that real quick. Winner of the week is someone who I really, really enjoy. It's a person that always is coming to support the live shows that I do on Wednesday and Monday nights, which you're watching now on the Attack with Mac Live. Uh, I call him, excuse me, I had to get a drink real quick, but I affectionately call him. I don't know if he's in here right now, but what's going on, these services? The winner of the week this week is someone who I like to call the Edge King. Don't take that the wrong way. He is the person that me and my boy Cedric admire the most when it comes to laying down those fire edges. He has a YouTube channel, he has an Instagram channel. And the reason that he is this week's winner of the week is because last week, or it might have been the week before, he put up a post. Now, if you want to become popular on social media, there's this saying that I heard a long time ago, and it says, if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. I think it's a Zig Ziglar quote, but I heard it from my guy, my favorite motivational speaker, whose name is Jim Rohn. But um, he got popular. Well, he was already popular. He got even more popular from a video that he put up last week. And all it was we are now going into the fall season. People, well, we're in winter now, but we were in the fall season. There's still people doing fall cleanups, cutting down shrubs, um, doing leaf cleanups, all of that stuff. One of the people who's a big light bringer in the community is this week's winner of the week, none other than Mr. Paul Kamara. Kamara, I hope I'm saying it right. But Mr. Paul, he's always someone who is encouraging me. He encourages Cedric. He encourages people. He is a light bringer, a huge light bringer to the community. And Mr. Paul made a post last week or the week before, and it was how to cut out ornamental grasses, and you don't need to use duct tape or bungee cord or twill or rope or whatever. All you got to do is snip a part of the thing off, you know, and then tie it around and cut it down. Well, that video that he put up, I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but it has 5.2 million views, 27,000 likes, and it simply shows a method to cut out ornamental grasses so that you don't have to use any of that stuff. Because I know for me personally, my dump won't accept stuff that has duct tape on it, paper, plastic, those type of things, because they don't want that going through their processors. So to be able to use that method to just cut a piece of the grass out and then tie that around, then cut the thing off clean was something that was absolutely incredible to see for me. So it was super informative. He's always bringing light to the game, and he gained a ton of new followers because of it. And again, Mr. Paul just continues to be a huge light bringer for our community. So do me a favor and hit up Mr. Paul Kamara at Paul underscore Kamara underscore. So there's two underscores, one in between Paul and Kamara and one at the end of Kamara. And send him some words of encouragement, man. Go and follow him. Send him some love. He has so much insight. He's up there in New York, so I love his accent. But we got to talk at Equip Expo the last couple years, and he's again, like I said, a huge light bringer for the community. So shout out to Mr. Paul for putting up a dope video, 5.2 million views, 27,000 likes, and that's because he is out there sharing the light of information to help you be better in your business, more efficient, and that makes it more fun when you can get stuff done faster, cheaper. You are going to make more money, and we all know that is the fun part of the business. So shout out to Mr. Paul Kamara, this week's winner of the week, man. Much respect to you. Keep doing what you do. We love you, we appreciate you, and we wish you nothing but success. Thank you again, my brother. And now we got to move forward on to we now that we're about 15 minutes into the show. I don't know how long this is going to take me. Basically, joyful expectations. I'm going to go over my weekly recap real quick. This doggone thing. I got to put my hand up to make it not follow me all over the place. Otherwise, the camera will mess things up for me, and you won't be able to see me be going all over the room. So let me go over my weekly recap real quick. I'll let you know how the end of my last week went, and then we'll get into these joyful expectations that I expect to get for myself and my business going into 2025. And then we're going to have a guest on, hopefully, to be able to share some of their thoughts. So I'm excited to get this done. Now let's talk about what happened last week. If you want to join, again, I would love to talk to you. All you got to do is come over to the YouTube channel and hit the link at the top. It will put you in the green room. I will talk to you in the private chat, let you know what's going on, where we're going to get started. But we're going to get this weekly recap done real quick. All right. I had to put something in the chat right now so that the people on the good YouTubes can see. We got Roads to Riches Lawn Care in the building. I'm going to read some of these comments real quick before we get to my weekly recap because you guys are on here for a reason. Let me make sure I'm shouting some people out. We got Seeds Lawn Care says, yo, fire with the salute emoji. We got Amazing Lawman says, yo, my guy, how we doing? I'm great. Grandson Sons, what's up? Fire, how you doing? Trifecta Lawn Services, yo, 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 yo. GBB, what's up, Cornell? How you doing? We got Carter Vidro. I already read that one. GBB says goals for 2025 season: make a lot of money and ramp up the social media. Okay, my man Alex Gill is joining the party. Lone Wolf Landscaping says, "What's up, fam?" Amazing Lawman, Peep the Tree, and Castile underscore. Oh, what's going on? How you doing? Phoenix Lawns. What platform do you recommend for websites? Some people have been asking lately. So for me, for websites, I use GoDaddy, but I am currently looking to change that to something because I'm good friends with the my man Chris Gentry with my service area, and GoDaddy is not compatible with my service area. And we always talk about route density, not we, I, the community in general talks about route density, and my service area is a software that you can use to streamline your calls from places that are not in your service area. So I'll have him on the show one day to talk about that. But I want to change my hosting site from GoDaddy to something else. So I'm currently in the process. This is the winter. This is the time to make those type of changes, to make a change. So that is actually, we'll talk about that here in a second when we get to the joyful expectations. But that's what I'm planning on doing. I use GoDaddy. I'm planning on changing that though. You can use Wix.com, Squarespace. There's a bunch of different things that you can use to be able to create a website that works for you. Because if you don't have a website, in my personal opinion, you don't look professional in the eyes of the customers who are going to be looking for you on Google. So the two, in my personal opinion, the two best things you can do. There's other things you can do, but the two best things and things you should start with is get on Google and create a website that's looks professional. Is what I would recommend. We got DS or D's Lawns Cares. My man Darian says, "What's up, Mac? How you doing, bro?" Van Lawn Gear says, "Yeah." Van Green Lawn Care says, yeah, dude, been listening to Jim Rohn lately. That's my guy. Paul Miller is in the building. Sincere Jacobs is in the building. Alex Gill said, went to enclosed trailer last year and I will be keeping it, but I think I'm going to go back to a dual axle open trailer to get into mulch a bunch more next season. Sounds like a good plan to me. A's Lawn Care and Snow Removal. These are all people on Instagram too, by the way. I'll get to these YouTube comments here in a second. I apologize. Hey Mac, I do got a question for you whenever you get a minute. Well, put it in the chat, player, and we will get to it. Alex over here on YouTube says the goal for 2025 as of now is to get a dual axle open trailer, get into mulch. I must be reading that from, yeah, Alex Gill is the same person. Upgraded from a single axle open trailer into an enclosed this past year, but I feel limited. Yeah, there's some limitations to anything that you get. So even if you get a utility trailer, you'll find ways that limits you as well, I'm sure. But there's definitely some limitations to enclosed trailers. But now let me get to this week's weekly recap, and then we'll move on to the joyful expectations. I got a few things written down, and then hopefully someone is on YouTube and wants to join, and we'll get up in this green room so that we can get you on. If not, I'll talk until I can't talk anymore, and then we'll end this thing. Hmm. So the ball's in your court, YouTube audience, and people who are watching on Instagram who want to come over and be on the show. One day, hopefully, they change that where I can just add someone from either platform, but we'll see what the future holds. Anyway, let's get into this week's weekly recap. Last week, we had our first two snow events here, and well, not our first two. This is actually the third one that was actually a serviceable snowfall. And when I say serviceable, anytime we go out and do salt or salt and plow. That's what I kind of consider serviceable. Is we have to do some sort of service. So I went out the first time that we had a snowstorm. It was just some flurries or whatever. I could have went out, but my truck wasn't. Um, the electrical wiring and everything wasn't done yet, so I didn't have the capability. So luckily, the ground temperatures were still relatively warm, and that stuff melted off quickly. So I didn't have to do that one. But then my electrical wires did get done. So the next time we had a snowstorm, which was last Wednesday, I think it was, or Tuesday. I can't remember. It was one of the 2 days. But we got that snowstorm. I got out. We went through and did my snow route. My snow route to do plow and salt takes me between 6 and 8 hours to complete. The reason being is I can have three separate locations that I do plowing in. I don't have, excuse me, I don't have plow density. Maybe we need to work on getting that. I don't necessarily have that. So there's some drive times in between my route that I have to do. It takes me about 6 to 7 hours if I have to drop the plow. If not, just no plow on the truck. It's we're a lot more small. Our footprint is a lot smaller, and so I'm able to get that route done in about 4 hours. Because all we got to do is turn the salter on and drive 5 miles an hour, put the salt down, and then we're out. But uh, that's how we've been rocking on that snowfall. Though it snowed at night, and then we put the salt down, and then I guess basically the salt got used. The next day it snowed again going into the night. So we went out twice and did two salt runs, which was amazing. And then my church moved to a new location. So we my church got a new bigger building, and and the first service was this Sunday, which was cool. It's this huge hotel that they bought, and they're converting the ballroom and everything. So we went and had a nice Sunday service at our church at the new location, and it also happened to be our pastor, Pastor Buck, and his wife, Pastor Amy, their 29th anniversary. So shout out to Pastor Buck and Pastor Amy for 29 years of marriage. They have three kids. They are amazing people, amazing pastors of our church. We absolutely love them. Uh, Speaking life and prosperity onto the people that go to our church, and everyone there is so amazing. So I'm super excited that we are going to have a new location for our church, and that they will continue to speak life and into people here in Western Pennsylvania. And this is exactly where the joyful expectation title for this episode come from, because the big thing was expect big things to happen, expect good things to happen, do things and do 'em joyfully, knowing that these things are going to happen because God wants them for you. That's the overarching point. I ain't gonna beat your head off with no religious talk, but at the end of the day, that's the truth. God put you here so that you could win. You won the lottery just by being born. It's a 1 in 4 trillion chance that you were going to be here. You had to outrun and fight so much, starting from the time you were a glimmer in your father and mother's eye, right? You were put here to win. And the problem is, enough of us ain't winning. And so I want to get around people who want to win, starting with my wife, my family, but then our pastor and all of the people that I'm around. I want to be winning. And that's how it feels there. When I see that we have now moved into a new building, and you can see all of the different things that are possible. I don't even know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to be there and to witness all of these new things, because it's going to be new. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to inspire me and all of the people that go there, that our wonderful pastors have been so good at being the leaders of. So shout out to them, man. Thank you for all that you do for us here in our community, and the life that you speak into me so that I could speak it to you guys, the people who watch and listen to what I do here on these shows every week. So shout out to them, and yeah. And last but certainly not least, today, that was over the weekend. Today we had a rain day, so I did some shop cleaning, paid some bills, did some more planning for 2025, and me and my boy Pipes, the landscape giant, we had some time to just talk about some stuff because it's always cool to talk to people who um who share what you share, the same feelings that you share, who want to win the same way you want to win, and who have the expectations that they're gonna win. That is a dope thing. So uh that was basically last week, the end of the week. I didn't do much. Gonna start doing some stuff around the house because I need to make the wife happy. I can't just be sitting around all day waiting for it to snow until it does snow. You know what I'm saying? But we got Nathan LaFountain. He's in here. Let's see who else we got. Parker Gardens, Lawn Vibes, Turf, Lawn Care, Bell River. What's going on? D Road Marcus, how you doing? I hope everyone is having a good time tonight. Check in. Let me know where you are watching from and any goals that you have so that I can put them up here and we can display them for everyone to see so that you could help someone. But joyful expectations in 2025 is what today's show is about. Again, if you are watching live and you want to join the show, I would love to hear what you want to talk about. All you got to do is click the link at the top of the YouTube comments and we'll get you in the green room and then we can get you on here because I only have a couple things to talk about. If not, the show might just end. So we gonna get someone in here. Again, the ball's in your court. Don't be afraid. I would love to talk to you. We would love to hear you. So come on out here. Be a part of the show. All right, get in the green room. But anyway, let me talk a little bit about some of the things that I have expectations of completing here. And again, what you think about is what you get overall. Whatever you think about the most is what you will manifest in your life and in your business. So I only try to think about positive things. I only try to do positive things. I only try to be around positive people. I only listen. I try to listen to positive things. I do listen to this podcast called Sword and the Scale, a true crime podcast, the original true crime podcast. It is all about crimes that were committed by people. Sometimes I gotta turn that stuff off because it be clouding my man. But it's interesting. But what else is interesting to me is winning in life and expecting to win. You know what's funny is my pastor said that, and whenever I was in high school, when I was a kid, I played in all the basketball leagues. You've heard me talk about it before. My teams won a lot because I was good. And I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but around my local area, my teams won a lot in basketball because I was good. And one of the things though, when I got to high school was my coach, he didn't allow uh, freshmen and sophomores to try out for the varsity team. It was how he thought. He thought like it was the 70s still because he was a very successful coach and more power to him, man. He coached a lot of kids. So shout out to him. But he lived in an archaic mind frame. And so he was like, you got to be a junior or senior. So I didn't really get to play much. And because of that, though, so we were dominant all through middle school, ninth grade, got to sophomore season. And that was when some people wanted to transfer. They had parents that could take them out the school district. And that is what happened. People left and they went somewhere else. And by the time I was a senior, we would be getting our asses kicked. I mean, destroyed. But joyful expectations is what we're talking about. I can vividly remember being on the court. We were playing this team. They were the Penn Hills Indians. My boy Dane, he's one of my best friends. He played on the team. They were outstanding. They had dudes that was 6'5". They had a dude that was 6'7". Their point guard could dunk. They had their backup point guard. Their point guard could dunk. He was about the same height as me. I was amazed that this guy could dunk with two hands. He was the same size as me. They were beating our ass by Ah, 25 points one time. We got beat like that a lot. I'd have 28 points, 30 points, or whatever. We'd still lose, by 15 points because whatever. Penn Hills was the best team. They went to the state championship. They beat the hell out of us. But I remember we'd be down 20 points. I'd be like, that's only 7 threes, man. That ain't nothing. I always had the expectation that I could win, that I could bring us back, that the shots would go in if I shot them. They didn't always go in, but I expected them to. I feel like that's joyful expectation is you always think you got a chance. You always believe that you got the chance to win, that you could do something that could win. And it's only one shot away. It's only a turnover away. It's only a catch away. It's only one opportunity away. Now, in the case of Penn Hills destroying us and being down by 21 points, obviously it would have took 7 threes and a whole lot of defense, maybe about 11 feet in height across the board for all of our players to be able to compete with that team. But I always had a joyful expectation that we could do it or we could get the job done, right? Well, I take that same approach into everything. So I expect things are going to happen. I heard a bodybuilder say this one time. He was an older man, and he said, "Expect big things to happen for yourself." And sometimes what gets you to follow a page or subscribe is something resonates with you. And when he said expect big things, I thought to myself, man, I've been expecting big things my whole damn life. I always felt like something was supposed to happen for me. Have you ever felt like that? Let me know. Comment down below on both sides. Let me know. Zachary Nunnery says, or Nunny says, he'll dunk on me, bro. Bring it. Ain't no one dunking on me on 40, bro. You be on your back, player. Duck down on you. No, I'll get out the way, honestly. I ain't getting dunked on. 40 years old. But anyway, I always had that thing. You trying to make me lose my train of thought. Uh Zachary Nunny. But we'll go ahead and show your comment. Anyway, I always had those expectations that things were going to win. And when I heard that bodybuilder say that, I was like, that resonates with me. And I hit the follow button on that. But he said, expect big things. And I always did. I expected that I could hit those 7, 8, 9 3-pointers to bring us back and win. And then they would carry me off the thing. I see that in my imagination. Has it happened sometimes? Yeah. Has it happened a lot? No, I ain't going to lie to you. But in this thing that I've done here, in the business, and I'm sure some of you could relate too, sometimes it just works. And because I thought it was going to work, I found ways to make it work. Because you think something can happen, if you have the belief that it can happen, there's the opportunity that it can happen. If you expect good things to happen, there's the opportunity that it can happen. But if you expect bad things to happen, guess what inevitably happens? Bad things. Because you get what you think about the most. You manifest the things that you think about the most. So always go into things with joyful expectation that things are gonna work out. Because if they don't, we can move and we can adjust then. We can watch the game tape. We'll know why it didn't work out. But go into it believing that it will work out. And when it shows you sometimes that it ain't, sometimes that's just to say, hey, pump your brakes, divert a little bit. Rivers go around mountains, right? Sometimes they go through mountains, sometimes they go under mountains, but they find a way, and you'll find a way too, right? As long as you have the expectation that you're going to get to your final destination, and that's a positive thing for you in your life. So, here's some of the joyful expectations that I have in 2025. And if you have some joyful expectations and you're here watching, again, I can only show the things that are happening for that are happening on YouTube. So it would mean a lot to me if you come over to YouTube so you can have your comments posted up here on the thing. But if they're over here on Instagram, I will just go ahead and read them out. But yeah, Wildy Lawn Services, you like that? Improvise, my man Crawley Kid, CC Crawley Kid, Cowboy Crawley with the Mo Trapping Podcast says improvise, adapt, and overcome. I love that. The IMO. We need to call that the IMO, Crawley Kid. And Wildy Lawn Services, damn, I like that. Rivers flow around mountains. Yep. Move. All you got to do is move. What's up, Devin Scott? How you doing? Van Green Lawn Care says, yup, absolutely. Parker's Lawn Care gave the clapping emojis, and Astonishing Lawn Care just got here. My man, I appreciate you. But anyway, yeah, so here's some of the joyful expectations that I have. And I've mentioned some of them here before, and I've mentioned some of them on the Lawn Care Power Moves podcast, which you should also be listening to. I would highly recommend it. All right. Yeah, I believe it's a 5-star podcast, just like I believe this one is. And if you feel like you get some value from this, do me a favor and leave on the Attack with Mac a positive review. Hopefully it's 5 stars. If not, DM me at Mac underscore landscaping. Let me know how I can get better, or you can email me at maclandscaping412 at gmail.com. I would love to hear how I can improve. If you don't feel like the podcast is up to snuff, and if you want to see some new stuff, man, let me know. We can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. But the joyful expectations, the first thing is, number one, I need I have a second truck. We need to get that on the road as also a mowing truck. The reason is I have to get my mowing route down to 4 days, preferably even 3, so that we can do some of the other jobs that I have been turning down, like yard cleanups that I thoroughly enjoy doing yard cleanups. Uh, Not necessarily like the people who do the tall grass short, like my man SB Mowing, my man Mow It Wells, Phil's Lawn Care, because they're doing dope things. Not like necessarily like that, because I want to get paid for my work. But um, adding that second truck is gonna allow me to get our 93 yards that we already have re-upped for next season, to get those done in hopefully 2.5 or 2 days. I should have said that the other way. 2 to 2.5 days. If we can do that, then, and I'm not saying if, I'm saying we are going to do that, because I already have the second truck in motion. So again, joyful expectations. We are going to do this. The second truck will be a thing. I'm going to get the ramp rack so that I could get a 52 and at least a 30-inch push mower, but I would really like to get a 32-inch or 36-inch stand-on mower, so that I can really not push mow at all and open up that second truck to lower the footprint of what we're doing. And it's going to enable me to get all of the yards that we're doing done in a more efficient manner by getting it done in 2 days instead of 4 days, like it's currently taking us. Sometimes 5 days, uh, like till 4 o'clock on Friday. Sometimes we're working, which I don't like. I would like to get that down to 2 to 3 days. I'm going to say that 2 to 3 days, get the mowing route done, and then really be able to sell and schedule out some of these more higher ticket type jobs, like I said, like the clean outs and things like that. Because I mean, we have the capability now with 2 mowers, 2 trailers. My boys who are up at the compound got dump trailers. I think I'm going to get a dump trailer next season as well, to really get things done in an efficient manner and up that revenue. My man Zach Wildy, shout out to him. He increased his revenue 94% by simply switching, like having a sole mowing crew, and then him being able to go out and do some other things on the landscaping side, which are some bigger ticket things, and also giving himself the time to uh get more narrowly focused on how to be successful. And 94% increase is what happened because of that. So I want to follow my boy Zach Wildy's lead, so to speak, open up myself to be able to do some more things. And I would encourage you to do that. I've said in the past, like, I don't want to grow a business to $1 million, and I still don't. I'm gonna just be real with you. But 2 crews, I could see myself with 3 crews, because I do want to help people, right? But I don't want to overly stress myself. But going into 2025, definitely is happening. The second truck will be open for business, so that maybe we can even add on another 20 to 40 new properties that we can do, even still in the 3-day span or maybe even a 4-day span to leave Friday open. But preferably Thursday and Friday would be for that. So let's see, my man Zach Wildy said, or Elevated Lawns is in the building. Dual Star Landscape and Design is in the building. Lone Wolf 2002 is in the building. Let's see. Devin Scott says, "Do you prefer Skag or Ferris?" I use Toro player. I can't comment on Skag or Ferris because I have not used either one of them enough to give them a fair assessment. I only use Toro because my dealer, that's what they offer. I have used the Ferris before. Ferris is a lot like my John Deere quick track that I had back in the day, was standing in between the wheels. Same with Skag. I've used one a few times, but to say which one I prefer over the other, I wouldn't be able to do that in a fair way because I haven't used either one enough. I use Toro because of my dealer and how close it is in proximity to me. So these two, Skag and Ferris, are each like 40 minutes to 50 minutes away. And that's why I went with Toro. So it's nothing against those two. I'd say they all cut grass, bro. So whatever one you like the best, whatever one is most comfortable to you is going to be the one that I think that you should go with. Wildy Lawn Services, sounds like you have enough lawns to hire another guy, then do landscaping. I'm about to get to that here in a second, Zach. I appreciate it though. But yeah, GBB says think big and succeed big. I love that. That's fire. That's fire. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Think big and succeed big. Let me write that down. All right. Let's see here. So Zach Wildy said, sounds like I have enough properties to hire another guy. And that is the second thing that I had written down was adding more people to my team. So I have my best friend Brian. I just found out that he's been working for he did some work with a tree company and he absolutely loved it. I've been trying to get him to get into business for a while, and so when he told me that, I've been talking to him for the last couple of days, and he said that he really enjoyed it, and so I said, "Hey, bruh, you know, you can come work with me." I always say with me. I don't say for me. You could come work with me because this is my best friend of 20, almost 30 years. He's my daughter's godfather. I see him like he probably could own his own business. Well, not probably, he could. Anybody can. Anybody can do this. I even told Captain Jack he could do this too if he wanted to on his own, but he'd rather be with me. So my boy Brian, come on, bruh, come work with me. I'll show you the ropes. I'll teach you what I know, let you know how everything operates. And he lives in an area that is more affluent than even where I live. And so there's gonna be opportunity out there for him to create a clientele so that he can not that he already isn't, but that he can win in his life. And there was no one to help me besides the people on YouTube that I was watching, the people on Instagram that I was DMing. But I didn't have no person. I just went out, jumped, start building my plane while I was falling. He don't have to do that necessarily because I could give him some of the parts of the plane already. Right. And that's what YouTube and that's what Instagram shows and that's what podcasts and these things are all about. So if I want to get a second truck on the thing, I want to work with people that I want to work with. That ain't always easy and it ain't always going to be that way, especially if you're the kind of entrepreneur that wants to build to $1 million business and you want to have 50 employees or something. If that's you, hey, bruh, that's you. I don't want to have all of that, but I do know that I need to add more people. So I want to work with people that I want to work with. And that's the opportunity that I have because I've created something just like you've created something. So you got to do what you want to do. And I know you're watching or listening to me now, but all you could do is take people's advice and use it how you best see fit for your life. So even though I'm saying this, but I'm not saying just listen to me like it's the gospel. You got to make your own decisions. I'm just trying to tell you what my experiences are. right? So I want to add more people, and I want to add people that I want to be around. And I've added people, Captain Jack, my son, that I want to be around. And now my boy Brian, hopefully he's gonna come on board here on in the spring. And also I have a younger brother um from my dad's second marriage who also may be coming on. So we might go from a two-person crew to a five-person crew here in the spring. But we'll see what happens, because one thing I can't do is control other people. I don't want it to be that way. So I plan to go from the two people that it currently is to at minimum four, but maybe even five here in 2025. So that's what I'm expecting. And with that, I'm also going to be bringing my wife on to start to. My wife is a auditor for a bank, so she's going to come on and to help us with some of the financial stuff, some of the financial things that are going on, things that I don't enjoy doing. Is my wife is going to do that, and we're going to put her on the payroll now too as well. So those are some of the things that we're going to be happening in terms of adding people to accommodate the second truck. And also I'm looking into maybe even hiring my daughter to start answering phone calls for me so that we can do all of that. And now all of that goes into what number four is. And shout out to Starks Green Landscape and Home, Whitfield Lawn Care. What's going on? Um, Wildy Lawn Services, Mack to the Moon in 2026. Yeah, yeah, that's in 2 years. Okay. My man Lawn says, "What's up, Mac in chat? How you doing?" Wildy Lawn Services. If you do it right with the right guys, it gives you so much freedom. I appreciate that. All of that good stuff. We got Zachary Nunny says, you gotta have some serious gift and purpose to do what we do every day. You are a big inspiration and nothing but respect, man. Keep pushing. I appreciate that, Zachary Nunny. I appreciate that a lot. But all of that stuff that I just said, adding people, adding a second truck is going to require a need to get more organized. I'm going to encourage you. And again, everything that I say, I'm walking with you. These are all things that I'm doing right now. I ain't been in this thing that long in the grand scheme of things. There's been people been doing this for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, right? I don't have all of the answers. So what I'm telling you is these are things that I'm doing, and maybe you're like me, because I ain't special. I'm just a guy from Pittsburgh, right? But I need to be more organized. So I would encourage you, if you was to see my desk right now, I can't, it's on the webcam, so I can't really pick the webcam and show, but there's papers strewn all over the place. I got new lights. If you can't tell, I'm trying to get my lighting better so I could look more professional for you, sound more professional for you. Excuse me. But I got, I don't know, like 6 or 7 boxes over here sitting on this guest bed that's in my office. It's a damn mess behind me. I know you can't see behind me. It looks like it's all cool. I got a hoodie over here, a Christmas tree over here, and it looks nice. But it looks like a bomb went off in here for real. I'm gonna just be real with you. So I gotta get more organized, and you do too. Even if you are already organized, you could be more organized. I don't think that there's a way that you can be too organized. You can't you can't not know too too little. You need to know everything. And the more organized you are, the more for me, again, I gotta stop saying you. For me, the more organized that I am, the less stress I feel. If I know where something's at, I know where it's at. I ain't got to think about it. I ain't got to worry about where it's at. I ain't got to go looking for it because I know where it's at. So I'm not stressed out. But because of my ADHD is so damn bad, I create doom piles, is what they call them. Doom piles all over the place. And then my wife comes behind me like the angel that she is, and she straightens it up so that I can do that. I'm trying to learn methods on how I can be more organized. So I would encourage you to do the same thing. This is now, we are in the off season, basically. for lawn care for the majority of us, unless you're in Texas or Florida or the southern parts of California or whatever. Most of us are now is chill time. Like, let's get better time. Like in the off season is when people are building up their muscles the most for the next football season, the next basketball season, the next baseball season, the next hockey season, the next soccer season. They building that stuff up and getting better in the off season so that whenever the season starts, they can hit the ground running and be ready to go. They've done their wind sprints, they've gotten organized, they've got their playbook down and memorized, and all of these things so that they can hit the ground running. Well, we need to do the same thing. And I can't do that if I don't have an organized schedule, if my desk ain't organized, if my truck is a mess, my equipment's all over the place at the compound, like all of these things. And so 2025, with joyful expectation, I'm saying that all of that stuff is going to go away. The clutter that's in my brain, the clutter that's on my desk, the clutter that's at my compound, the clutter that is in my life is going to go away in 2025. And I'm about to get emotional. And we are going to take this thing, all of us together, the Winning Life family, to the moon. I don't even know where it's going to go. I don't even know where it's going to go. I heard a saying before, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. So we are shooting for the moon, but hell, if we miss, hey, we going into infinity and beyond, baby. And that's how I feel. And the way I can do that and the way you can do that is for us to be as organized as we possibly can so that we know what's going to happen and not waking up like it's an accident, like my man Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, would say. So getting organized. And then last but certainly not least, what I said was for us to get organized and do all of that, um, is because I need to have a new website. So someone had mentioned that a little earlier in the show. How hard is it to make a website, and or what do I use? And I use GoDaddy. I need to get a more professional looking website because when you think about it, if you look at the Google page, in my personal opinion, I mean, go look at my YouTube channel. I try to make everything look brand worthy. If you look at the Instagram page, if you look at my YouTube channel, how everything's set up, I tried to make it look like some professional did it. I want my website to do the same thing. Now, when I created my website on GoDaddy, I did it all by myself with the help of my compound brother Talon, the 23-year-old rock star who's like 25 now. I can't even remember how old my kids are, so I don't know how the hell I'm gonna remember how old my friends are who are in their 20s. I don't know. But Talon, he helped me, and one day we went to a Starbucks and he helped me to get the website created. So all I did was take some pictures out of my phone, um, look at some other websites, and then type some stuff up and put some pictures up and everything. So it's very very primitive. I want my website to look more professional as I'm trying to make everything that I do more professional. As you can see, like I said before, I know it ain't the best, but my lighting, we're trying to get that better. The audio, we're using a professional podcasting board that all the professional podcasters use. Streaming through two different platforms, trying to be more consistent as it pertains to putting out more podcasts and more YouTube videos. All of these things I'm trying to do as professional as they possibly can with my limited experience doing these things. Well, I'm now looking to maybe even spend some money to have a more professional looking website design so that it also can do some other things like have a be compatible with my service area with that software. So, because one of the things that causes me a lot of stress is I am ranked near the top on Google. I'm like top two or three. My man John Doyle, shout out to him. He got like 180 reviews. And he does phenomenal work. But I'm near the top on Google, but I feel like my website needs to stand out more. Perception is reality. It's what we all need to understand about that. If you want to charge $60 plus. And I'm not, listen, we're all in different locations. I understand that, right? But if you want to charge top dollar for your market, at least for me, if I'm the consumer, you better look the part. You can't come to my house and charge me $1,000 and look raggedy. You can't come here with some rusted out truck. I don't give a damn how great your work is. Like, I want to feel the highest about myself when I go to one of these properties. I heard Coach Prime say if you look good, or you got to look good. If you look good, they pay good. There's a whole lot. There's like four other parts to that. But at the end of the day, if you look good, you pay good. Perception is reality. So if you roll up to a house with a rusted out truck, your lawnmower's falling apart, it's absolutely filthy, your trimmers and stuff are bellowing out white smoke like the John Deere was when it caught on fire in that front yard, and you look like that, and you're talking to the customer, you got on a cut off t-shirt, holes in your jeans, a cigarette in your ear, a old faded out beat up hat, and you're telling them you're going to charge them $85 for something that's going to take you 15 minutes to do. You might get laughed off the porch. But on the other hand, if you pull it, only I'm speaking from my experience, I got seen a different way as I upgraded the equipment, the trucks, and my experience, like in terms of talking to the customer. Perception is reality, and it starts with how they see you online. If if I'm going to have a dope website, I want to have dope equipment and vice versa. Like, I want to look like they're excited that this guy or gal, if you're a lady, is coming to my house to take care of this, and they look the part. Like, make no mistake about it, man. People wear Jordans that are broke because they look good. You see people wearing nice clothes, and it might be a choice. I ain't trying to denigrate anyone who's waiting on a bus when you drive past a bus stop. But here in Western Pennsylvania, we got public transportation. But even when I was young, I was that guy spending $150 on the shoes to look good while I go walk to the bus to get on the bus to get to my job. So, and then when you look good, people think you got stuff. So as long as they don't see me walk to the bus stop, man, did I look like I got all my stuff together? Now, if you just started out, hey, that's one thing. I ain't, but try to get, even if you have older used stuff, make it look newer. Slap some paint on that thing. Make it a different color, Just make yourself look better. Wear nice pants. If you don't have a logo shirt, that's fine. You don't have to have all of that stuff, but you want to look as professional as you can, and it starts online. So for me, adding a second truck, all of these things kind of go hand in hand. Adding a second truck, adding more people to the team, getting more organized, and creating that website will tie all of that together. Because when you got a dope website, perception is reality. People think that they're going to get this otherworldly experience, and then you do your best to give them that otherworldly experience. But look the part, because when you pull up, or how you respond in your organization, like, do you got templates to send back when people email you and things like that? You got this dope website, it's most likely going to up the leads that you get. And at the end of the day, if you're ranked high on Google, your phone's going to continue to ring no matter what. It's just going to continue to ring, continue to ring, continue to ring. So, unfortunately, we don't have anyone who wants to join. And so we are now an hour into the show. So we're going to go ahead and get to this. Not motivational minute. I'm tripping. But the last shot, we got a couple more comments in here. Wildy Lawn Care says, Mr. Paul Kamara is in the building. Shout out to you, homie. I appreciate you. You were this week's winner of the week. So I hope that you got to hear it. If not, listen to it on the podcast. Mack On the Attack with Mack, coming out here on I think Friday is when this thing will come out. But we got Wildy Lawn Services. He's headed out. Have a great night, brother. I got glad I got to catch the live show. Appreciate you. Whitfield's Lawn Cares out of South Carolina. M Spices in the building. You Mount Blowers. I got some questions in here. Lawn Vibe says I need to have a mental reset. I'm in a funk when it comes to my business. Yep, 2025. We're gonna get you out of that though. We're gonna get you out of that. Starks Green Landscapes and Homes says how many years you got in. This is currently my 8th year, but my 5th year, like kind of knowing what I'm doing. So I always say 5 years, like taking it seriously. You know what I mean? And then the last few years I've had Captain Jack, so we've really started to take it seriously. But I got to get again more organized, and I got to tighten some things up here in year 8. What was that we just had up there? Seeds Landscaping on YouTube says, yes, sir. I'm currently working in the image of my business on the image of my business right now. Bees Landscaping. Don't take the big leaps. Take small steps. Hmm. I like that. Jay Meyer says hello from Tennessee. Here we go. Lee Walker. He says, what's up, Mac? Repping H-Town, Tuxedo Lawn Care Services. Shout out to you, homie. We appreciate you coming past the live show. Hey, do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the fire button, whatever it is that you got to do down there, because that will get the show out to more people. Let people know that you enjoy what you see. And as always, if you would like to come on the show, there will always be a link here on YouTube that you can hit at the top of each live show that will allow you to join the show if you would like to. So I always look forward to talking to anyone that I can, because we are in the business of bringing the light of information out to you to help you win in your life, man. I do lawn care business, but I believe all business practices are pretty much universal, right? So if you learn how to do business in one avenue, you could come do it here. And if you learn it here, you can go do it somewhere else. You see the people, I always talk about the athletes. That's who I like to use, because we all see them, but they're all doing things. You don't hear too much. I know there still are athletes that, go broke, but they're sharing information like we're sharing information now. And those people are starting podcasts, they're buying properties, they're doing things. And there's people in the lawn care industry, the green industry, doing the same thing. Because once you learn business, it unlocks and opens up your brain to new possibilities. And if you have joyful expectations of the new possibilities that you were seeing, I believe that you will take that leap, and you will make those adjustments, and you will build that plane in the sky, because you've already built it once in something else, and you know the process on how business actually works. And maybe you don't know it all, but you could, once you learned how to build one plane, it's not that hard to build the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, just like in the real estate game. It might take a while for you to get that first rental property, and then the second one, then the third one. But before you know it, you're cash flowing them things. Now that's where I want to get to eventually. But before you know it, you're cash flowing the properties. And now the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 40th, 100th, those things happen like it ain't nothing, because you now know the process. So I even heard a story in my church. That's why I like my church. There's a guy, super unassuming guy. They had this stage. They had people come up. I met a guy, or I heard the story of a guy who sells bobbleheads. He's also an engineer, but he sells bobbleheads. He used the stuff he learned in business to sell bobbleheads from Pittsburgh, of all places. He's making like $400,000 a year selling bobbleheads from Pittsburgh. Isn't that crazy? Another guy who's part of the security team. He was up on the line like, who is this guy? Who are these people? Man, him and his wife bought 90 something rental properties in under 2 years. Sharing information, people in the church helping each other. It's the same thing we're doing here. This ain't no church, but this is the Winning Life family, and we do want each other to win. At least I know I want you to win. And I hope that if you're in here and you're talking to each other, like they do in the comments. Like, be encouraging to one another. Share with one another the light of information so that we can all win. Don't you want your friends to win? I know I do. And I really want my family to win. That's why I call it the Win in Life family, because win, win, win. Like, we need to be focused on winning and having a joyful expectation that winning is going to happen for us, because it is, because we're thinking about it. And the person next to you thinking about it, the person on your left side, your right side, the person that's one step ahead of you and 10 steps ahead of you, the person that's one step behind you and 50 steps behind you. They all thinking about the win. They maybe just have got started on their process a little later, because that's the only difference to the people who win to the people who don't, is effort and information, in my personal opinion. I've never had a problem with giving out the effort, but I did have a problem with the lack of information. Because if you have a level of ignorance, it don't matter how hard you work, because you'll be hustling backwards. And that's what I was doing for so many years in my life. And all I want to do is help other people to get rid of that part of their life, but to join in on this winning lifestyle. And the wins can be small, they can be big. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys. But damn it, if you have joyful expectations that you are going to win, and you're around other people who are trying to win, and you are listening to things that help you to believe that you can win, you will manifest wins in your life. And that is what this whole thing is about. It's the only reason I do this stuff, because I don't even get paid to do it at this point. I guess joyful expectation will be 2025. Hopefully, I can make some sort of money to continue to do this, but I won't stop even if that doesn't happen, because it's not about me and it ain't about making money. It really is about you, my brothers and sisters that tune in every Monday, every Wednesday, every YouTube video, every podcast drop, every Instagram reel or TikTok or Facebook post. It's for you. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you. So I appreciate everyone who listens and watches every week, everyone who DMs or emails or does any of that, because you really make a older fella uh, feel loved, is what I'll say. You know, it's funny. I say older fella. We'll get to this last shot here in a second. I had to see. Lawn Vibe says his wife wants to buy an apartment complex someday. Absolutely. Whitfield Lawn underscore yard works just started following. I appreciate that, brother. TM Landscaping, the 20-year-old savage is in the building. He got to turn 21 at some point. But anyway, yeah, that's right. 2025 is going to be the year, Mac. You're right. Lawn church. Hey, if that's what you want to call it, my man Pookie used to call me the theologian. And I don't know why. I just, I appreciate it, man. I really, at the end of the day, truth, man. I just, it ain't always easy when you don't know. And when I start to find out things, I've always been this way. I just want to tell people when I learn something that I love, so that they maybe could use it. Just so they maybe could use it. And if some people do use it, amazing. I started to do this because it's you. It is you. You who's listening, you who's watching, you who has emailed or DM'd me to say, "Hey Mac, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You don't know what you're doing for the community." And I guess I'm gonna tell you something. I don't. I didn't. I still be like, man, why do people feel that way? But I will say it makes me feel amazing. But I also am getting old. I went up to pay for my my banner that we did for the 2024 Win in Life meetup, and I just kept slipping my mind that I had to go up here and pay for this thing. It's one of my friends. His daughter went to preschool. They're from our church, so I try to support people that I know. His name is Corey. Shout out to Corey and Fast Signs. That's who I use to get my banners made and stuff. Other small businesses. We'll get to that question here in a second, Jay Myers. I don't know if that's my boy Jason Myers or not, but we'll get to that here in a second. Um, But my daughter went to preschool with his daughter. Now they go to different elementary schools. So I go in, I'm like, hey, what's going on, Corey? Whatever. I'm hand my card over and I'm paying. And he yells his daughter's name, which I'm not gonna say on here. She's a little girl. He yells his daughter's name. She comes out, she runs over to me. She used to do this at the preschool. She would always give me a big hug, when I dropped my daughter off. My daughter's name is Selena. You've seen her before. But I say to her, um, you know, how you doing? How you enjoying kindergarten and all of that? She's telling it's great. I love it. Whatever. And it's crazy because the kids develop so fast. I haven't seen her in a while, and now she's talking like how my daughter talks, which is incredible. If you're a father, you're a parent. If you know, you know, right? But one of the things she said to me was, first thing she said was, "Where's Selena?" I'm like, she's at home with her mom. She's not coming with me to pay bills. But she goes, "You got old." She said, "Your face hair is all white now." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am old. It is what it is. I'm an old guy now." But the older you get, hopefully, the wiser you get. And wise is learning from other people's mistakes. And so I've learned from my own mistakes. And now I've been learning from other people's mistakes. And now I even look like I got some wisdom with all of the white hair. So shout out to her for letting me know, because kids will say the darndest things. That used to be a show whenever I was a kid. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna talk about who was the host or anything. I ain't trying to go through any of that. But says Jay Meyer says, I have a question for you, Mac. What would you charge for an acre of grass? Let me try to think off the top of my head. An acre takes me and Cap Jack. I think we're at like 149 an acre. If it's just straight flat, I can't be. I'm pretty sure it's 149 if it's flat, and if it's just drive on, drive off, no gates or anything like that. I believe it's 149. I think it takes me and him about 30 minutes or so to do 1 acre, just the mowing portion of it. But if there's a lot of trimming and everything, that you always have to add on to that, because that's going to add on to your time. If it's just mowing, and if you don't have big mowers, like, it's all time based. So whatever you charge for your man hour rate, times however many employees you have on that yard, and how long things are going to take, then that's what you charge. So I can't personally tell you what I think you should charge, because I don't know the circumstances behind what the property that you're doing. But for me, the properties that I have that are acre are all, I want to say, between 150 and 225, depending on what the topography is and what we have to do at that particular property. So I hope that answered your question. I'm see if I can get to some more questions on here. We got D Loco in here, Real Stevo, Mauricio's Laverine. I hope I said that right. Trevor Stafford, Jones Lawns, Thunderbird Lawn Care, Antoine Baskin, what's going on? The Outdoor Elites, what's going on? On here, we got Walker's Lawn Care. He says kids will tell the truth. Ain't that the truth? She definitely did. She definitely let me know. The GBB says, Cornell, I wish I was 40 again. You're not old. Wait till you're 56. Hey, I'm gonna try and wait. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try and wait as long as I can, because boy, this getting old thing is wild. But it's also fun. We got Jay Meyer says, yeah, if it's flat as oh yeah, it's flat as a board. Because there's 84 acres. It's a RV park being built. Oh, well, I mean, if it's absolutely flat, how long do you think it's going to take? And then you charge what that is. I mean, you're gonna have to know how long things take you. I'm not saying that you don't, Jay Myers, but at the end of the day, how long is that going to take you? And then you do some calculations from there to let you know what you should charge based off knowing your number. So I hope that answered your question, my friend. And Longvast says kids are A-holes, LOL on YouTube on Instagram. That's funny. We got everyone in here laughing. I appreciate you, man. Seeds Landscaping says win with the trophies. Zach Nunny says we going hard in the paint like Waka. He definitely, if you ever seen that reel where he like dribbled down the middle of the lane and dunked on all those people, Waka Flocka, he definitely goes hard in the paint. Let's see here. Zachary says we are all winning, boys. We going hard. Let's go. Hey, let's go. If you're part of the Winning Life family, do me a favor. Go and leave the podcast a 5-star review. If you're seeing this live on YouTube, do me a favor. Give it a like, comment. Let me know what you think about the show. And if anyone ever wants to join, man, you can hit me up at Mack_landscaping 412 and in my DM. Let me know that you want to be on so that we could get it scheduled. If it's whether it's on the live show or if you want to just share your story on the podcast. Because now we're in the winter, I'm going to be trying to add more shows per week. We'll see how many we get. Hopefully, two, maybe sometimes even three per week is what I want to try and do here in the winter time. And we're gonna have some joyful expectations, thinking that that's gonna get done because I know I can do it. So it's just a matter of turning on the mic and having something to talk about. And I would love to talk to you. So DM me at Mack_landscaping 412. Let me know if you want to be on the show, or you can email me at Macklandscaping 412 at gmail.com so we can get this thing scheduled. All you got to do is have a cell phone and we can do the video chat, and I can even send you over some of the shorts that we get from it if you want to for a small fee. So we could do that for you. I would love to have you on the show. And now it is time for the last shot. I am excited because I get the last shot and the power move of the show over there on Lawn Care Power Moves by something I either said, someone else said, or someone commented in the show. One of the things that I seen in this show, because we're talking about joyful expectations, is how you think is what you get. How you think is what you manifest in your thing. So this week's last shot is to think big and succeed big. Why would you only want to barely win if you could blow them out? I want to blow the team out. I want to think like we are going to score every single touchdown, every 3-pointer, every dunk is going to go in. Every pitch that is thrown to my team is going to turn into a base hit, a double, a triple, a home run. I'm going to score a hat trick in soccer or hockey. I don't know what they do in cricket, but I think they hit home runs there. I want to hit a home run. I'm always thinking to hit the ball over the fence. I ain't trying to swing small. I think big. So, the last shot, think big, succeed big. Don't think small. Have the biggest goals possible for yourself. Why? Because people are watching. It could be a sister, a brother, a child, a cousin, an uncle, a parent, a grandparent, a stranger. They see you going hard. They see you thinking big. That gives them license to do the same thing, because anything that you could do, another human being could do. You got to be the light. God put something in your heart for you to do, and it's something big. All you got to do is think about it, because if you think big, you will succeed big. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. But I also want to leave you with this. You were created by the creator to be creative, and you can create anything that you want in this world. So expect big things to happen so that you can succeed big and win in your life. I'm out. Peace. Time to end the live. See you next